Hi, friends. As a fun way to finish up our last week of school and celebrate all that we have learned about meteorologists, I thought it would be fun to read a letter friend story. Can you guess which letter friend might like to study the weather? I hope that you guessed W. This story is great because it has other letter friends in it as well. And one of them is going to learn how hard it is to be a meteorologist. Are you ready to get started? Our story is called Weather Watch, and it was written by Colleen Burrell and illustrated by Dean Yeagle. Vacation. What a wonderful word, said Miss W. It's nice of you to do the weather forecast for me next week, Mr. N. Now I won't have to worry while I'm away. No problem, said Mr. N. I'll just make it part of my newscast. Are you sure that you know what to do? Miss W asked. Of course I do. There's nothing to forecasting the weather, Mr. N laughed. On Monday morning, Miss W woke up smiling. I don't have to work at the weather station this week. Let's see what Mr. N has to say about today's weather, she said, turning on the TV. Mr. N was standing in front of the weather map. It will be sunny and clear all day, he said, pointing to a big, bright sun. Now go outside and enjoy yourself. Sunny and clear, two more wonderful words, Miss W said. She looked at her dog. It sounds like a great day for a walk, Wolfie. Let's go to Weeping Willow Woods. Wolfie wagged his tail. Woof, woof. I can hardly see where I'm going in this fog, Miss W said as she stumbled through the woods. Mr. N said it would be sunny and clear all day. I guess he made a mistake. We'd better turn back before we get lost. On Tuesday, Miss W decided to make waffles for breakfast. Wolfie, I need to go to Meadowlark Market, she said. We can't have waffles without whipped cream and walnuts. She turned on the TV. But first, I want to see how Mr. N is doing at the Weather Watch station. Mr. N smiled as he pointed to a puffy white cloud on the weather map. Today will be nice and calm, he predicted. Almost no wind at all. Wonderful. I'll walk to the market, Miss W said. Sorry, Wolfie, you can't go. No dogs allowed there. Wow! Oh, what a windy and wild day, said Miss W, holding onto her hat. And Mr. N said it would be nice and calm. I guess he made another mistake. Uh-oh. Mr. N is making a lot of mistakes. On Wednesday, Miss W wanted to get her hair cut. I'll just listen to the weather report before I go, she said, brushing her hair. Today's weather will be very cold, warned Mr. N. You'll need to button up. I would be wise to wear my warm coat, said Miss W. What do you think? Do you think that Mr. N is right? Or do you think that he's going to be wrong again? Let's find out. I'm wilting in this heat, Miss W whispered to herself on the way to the hair salon. Mr. N said it was going to be very cold, but instead it's very hot. I guess he made another mistake. Again. On Thursday, Miss W said, Good morning, Wolfie. Would you like to go to the park today? Woof, woof, answered Wolfie. Okay, but first, let's listen to Mr. N's weather report. Today's weather will be hot and dry from now until nighttime, announced Mr. N. I'll wear something light and bring plenty of water for us to drink, said Miss W. Look, that's a meteorologist tool. Do you remember the name of that? A thermometer. But if you notice, he's holding it upside down. That's kind of giving us a clue. When Miss W and Wolfie reached the park, the sky grew dark. It began to rain. What in the world was Mr. N thinking? Cried Miss W. It's a wet and stormy day, not a hot and dry day. I like water, but this is ridiculous. Come on, Wolfie, Miss W said. Let's go to the weather watch station. We need to talk to Mr. N about his weather forecasts. Mr. N, said Miss W when she reached the weather station. What's going on with your weather forecasts? Monday was not clear and sunny. It was foggy. Tuesday was not nice and calm. It was windy and wild. Wednesday was not very cold. It was very hot. And today is not hot and dry. It's wet and stormy. Woof, Wolfie added. Mr. N nodded. You're right, Miss W. I never should have said there was nothing to forecasting the weather. I needed your help. I'm sorry. On Friday, Miss W went back to work 1 day early. And now for today's weather, she announced. It will be warm and wonderful. You have my word. What did you think about that story? Can you believe that Mr. N made all of those mistakes? I'm really glad that he said sorry to Miss W about it, but he should have always asked for help if he wasn't sure. For your task today, I just want you to retell in your own words what happened in our story with Miss W and Mr. N and the weather watch station. Okay? I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.